Helping Seniors Television, all about improving quality of life for seniors. If you're a senior, know a senior, or plan to be a senior, then this show is for you. It's all about helping you develop your own aging plan so you can age actively and with dignity. Helping Seniors Television from the Helping Seniors Network of information, education, and resources.
Today on Helping Seniors TV, Jennifer Helin of Seniors Helping Seniors talks about the excellent employment opportunities available to seniors at Seniors Helping Seniors.
I'm Kerry Fink with Helping Seniors of Brevard. Welcome to Helping Seniors Television. It is a pleasure to have you joining us today. Our mission is to inform, educate, and connect you with resources that are going to help you along the way with your own aging plan. And if you know anything about Helping Seniors and our president and founder, Joe Steckler, you know he's a big advocate for helping you to make your own aging plan. In fact, we talked about that this year already, that we made our theme, we call it getting your ducks in a row, but that's the euphemism for putting together an aging plan, which means how are you going to plan for those things that you might run across on the way. And a little planning makes a big difference in the whole scheme of things, because we live here in Florida, so we understand when they tell us to make a hurricane plan, right? Doesn't mean that you're hoping a hurricane is going to land on your doorstep. It actually means probably the other. But the reality is you're going to be prepared for it no matter what you're running into. And a little bit, remember that famous saying, an ounce of preparation is worth a pound of cure? Well, those are the things that we're going to talk about and help you along with. Lots of good resources at helpingseniorsofbrevard.org. And one of the greatest resources that we have in Helping Seniors is the great people that volunteer their time and get to be part of the organization who are really experts in what they do. And we have one such person with us today. So excited to welcome back to the Helping Seniors television program. She serves us as a board member, but she's also the CEO of her own company, Seniors Helping Seniors of Brevard. And it's none other than Jennifer Helin. How are you today?
I am wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. And we're going to talk a little bit today about a topic that we have not covered before. For those of you that may be new to Helping Seniors Television, you're going to find a wealth of information at helpingseniorsofbrevard.org. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel or our Facebook watch page and find all these great resource videos, articles, radio shows. Everything is archived so you can quickly go at it, type in a topic and find out about it. And I encourage you to type in Seniors Helping Seniors, because you'll find some of the great TV shows about what you guys do as a business. And before we get into the topic, which is we're going to talk about why Seniors Helping Seniors is a great place to work, we're going to talk a little bit about what you guys do first. And you're now into your 10th year, right?
Yes. April will be 10 years in business here in Brevard County.
You know, Joe, our president and founder, he often talks about, he calls it elements of care. And what he means by that is as we get older, we need to find the appropriate item that will help us at that particular place on our journey. Sometimes we need more. We might be recovering from a stay in the hospital, and so for a little bit of time, we need some more help. Other times, just as certain things progress, we're going to find we need more and more help. Jennifer, you guys with Seniors Helping Seniors, you really represent that first element of care. Talk a little bit about the services that you offer and how you help people here in Brevard County.
Yes, so we are that first rung on that level of care. We are licensed by the state as a homemaker companion, and the state really does look at that licensing very seriously, probably because we do have so many seniors here in Florida. And what that really means is that we help with transportation, light housekeeping, meal preparation, a lot of companionship, organization, all those little things that someone might need a little bit of help with. But we don't do the medical, we don't do the hands-on. So our homemaker companion license allows us to do a lot of things for someone who is just starting to need a little bit of help in the home.
You know, I was thinking about, even as you were talking about that, the fact is that a lot of times you probably get calls from like the adult children of parents, or maybe they're talking about Aunt Susie or Uncle Joe or whatever, and they're saying like, I think they're going to need a little bit of help at home, and can you help?
Absolutely. We actually track that. So about 60% are the kids calling versus 40% of the actual seniors themselves. And so we will have a conversation with the family, have a conversation with the senior. We like to go out to the house to do an assessment. And when we're there, we really try to get the seniors buy-in because they're the ones that are going to have us into their home. So we want to be very comfortable for them. A really good fit as far as the caregiver or providers, we call them, coming in, who that person is, what they're going to be doing. We really try to get that nailed down that first visit so that the first visit in, it is comfortable because it's weird. The first time you have a little bit of help from outside the house, you know, I've taken care of my home for 70 years. Why do I need any help? So it's nice to be able to get on the right foot, you know, and going forward.
Isn't that one of the things that really happens, though? You're kind of like breaking down that kind of barrier. And I can understand it's a little bit of territory, you know, like, hey, this is my territory. I got this under control. And yet the reality is maybe even if you do kind of now, you have to project a little bit ahead. Where are things going? Where, you know, why would your family be concerned? So imagine it's one of the great reasons that you're actually there to help folks get used to having help at home.
Right. And we keep our minimums low for that reason because sometimes, you know, 12 hours a week is just too much. Mm-hmm. They don't need someone quite that much. So we do a 2-hour minimum. That way it could be, you know, a start could be a weekly check-in. Mm-hmm. Take them out for groceries, errands, out to lunch just to get them social and maybe make the bed. So it's a little bit of help and they get used to that. And typically what will happen is say, oh my gosh, I love her. Can she come back again, you know, another day of the week? So, and that's what we want because, you know, we want them to really buy into what's happening and have a say in it and let them kind of guide the additional care that's needed.
And not only that, right, when you bringing somebody into the home, they get used to it. I think one of the key things that you guys are all about, hence the name, Seniors Helping Seniors, is that you actually specialize in hiring people who are, geographically isn't the right word, demographically is the word I'm looking for, in the same zone with the seniors. And I think that offers a lot of advantages, doesn't it?
Well, and geographically too.
Yeah.
So we really do hire seniors because we find that peer-to-peer interaction really works. So we are getting someone who's a little bit more seasoned. Mm-hmm. They've been there, they've done that. They're very compassionate. They're there because they want to, not because they have to, and that makes a big difference just in the mindset of going in to be helpful that day for the client. And we try to keep them within a 5 to 10 mile radius of their home. So that way they know how that Publix is set up, where the doctor's appointments are. They're very familiar with the roads, and it works really well.
You know, and now that you have, first of all, you have not only the experience of doing this yourself here in the Brevard County area for more than 10 years, but you actually come from, I guess, a much larger network. Seniors Helping Seniors is not only national, but it's international. You just own and operate what happens here in Brevard County. But it's great because you guys are not reinventing a wheel. You're working off of the experience and what's been tried and proven all this way.
Absolutely. So Seniors Helping Seniors is a little over 20 years old now, the franchise itself. And what's great about them as a franchise is that they're very supportive, but yet they let us kind of do our own thing here within Brevard County as far as we set our own prices, we set our own minimums. We get to play without a whole lot of interference, I guess would maybe be the word for it, but they are yet very supportive. So it's a nice organization. We call it our Seniors Helping Seniors family as an organization, but then as we're hiring and our clients, we consider them part of our Seniors Helping Seniors family too.
You know, I was thinking about this. You can hardly look on a Facebook if there's an event in town that involves seniors. You guys are like really first and foremost in so many of those scenarios. And I was thinking that, you know, one of the things that does set Brevard County apart from a lot of other areas, you know, in the United States for sure, and possibly even the world, is I've heard Joe quote the statistic we're like the 24th oldest county in America when you look at the demographics. And I always like to say it this way, 1 in 4 of us who lives in Brevard County is over the age of 65. So everybody calls that a senior. But even if you want to be generous and use the AARP definition, since they'll send you a card on your
Yes, they
50th
will.
birthday,
Yes,
then
they did.
half of the people in our county are considered seniors. So I always say it this way, you are a senior in Brevard County, love and care for a senior, God willing, soon enough you're going to be a senior. So everything we're talking about is so important to you. And yet you guys are not only very much high touch, and I mean, what I mean by that is I remember even as we went through pandemic, you guys were getting called on more and more because now family members couldn't fly in to visit mom or dad because of all the travel restrictions. And you really became like the eyes, ears, and everything that was that conduit of communication.
Yes, that's true. We really were. And we would communicate with New York, Pennsylvania, California to let them know mom's fine, she's doing well. Some folks increased visits because they weren't getting those family visits. They weren't able to fly in like they normally did. So it was really heartwarming to be able to do that for families and to keep that line of communication open through phone calls, through our family portal, so they could go in to see what's the schedule, who's on today, what did they have to say. So, just through a variety of different means of communication, letting them know mom's fine, mom's doing well, or maybe mom's not 100% today and we're not sure what's going on. We're suggesting maybe additional services or a trip to the doctor's office, and so that they felt comfortable that mom was being taken care of while they couldn't be there.
That's such a good point you brought up right there. It's always reassuring to hear mom is doing fine. And even though it could be a little discomforting, you would rather know mom is running into a problem early while there's plenty of time to do about it. And so often, I know Nancy Deerdorf, who's our operations director, she's front line on the Helping Seniors info line. She'll get calls from the adult children who happen to be in visiting mom or dad and are very concerned because so much has changed maybe since the last time we're there. And by you going in on an ongoing basis, a regular basis, you kind of establish a baseline, and just based on observationally, it may be time to think about stepping things up.
Absolutely, and seniors are so good at that. Unfortunately, I guess it depends on how you look at it, that they'll get the kids on the phone and they'll say, oh, well, I'm doing great, dear, I'm fine. And they don't want to worry their kids. And they sound great on the phone, but then they come for Christmas or Thanksgiving and realize, oh, the house isn't kept up as mom used to, or mom's slowing down a little bit, I didn't realize, because they don't want to worry anybody. So that's pretty common for a lot of families to come down and realize, oh, this isn't the picture that I had when I was just calling on the phone every week. So we're able to come in and hopefully catch some of those things beforehand so that we can get a little more early intervention in there.
Right. Not only are we talking about you guys being high touch, meaning that you're in the folks' homes, you're really kind of assisting them, but are also helping the family understand what's going on. But you're also high tech. You have a thing called electronic caregiver, which can kind of supplement what's going on there. And that's really, we all kind of sadly joked about the help I've fallen, I can't get up. But there's nothing funny about it when it happens, right?
Oh, exactly.
And so you have now taken that to a whole nother level with what you guys are able to offer with electronic caregiver.
I love that because it really rounds us out. We are kind of that first rung into home care. So a lot of our seniors are still very independent and very active. So we might only be in once or twice a week, 3 times a week. The rest of the time they're alone, or maybe people are in and out, but most of the time they're alone. So the electronic caregiver is either a lanyard or a watch that they can press at any time to get help. But it does more than that. If they go out to Walmart, they can take that with them. It's got a GPS locator on it. So if they get lost, something happens, they can press that button and get help wherever they are in the world. They still want to go walk in the park, but they fall in Gleason Park and they need help. And it's an early morning or it's a late evening, they can press the button and they can get help. But it also does things like activity reminders or medication reminders. So you can go in and set it up for morning, noon, and night, or just morning and evening. Hey, remember to take your medicine. And you have to go over and press the button that, yes, I did, I remembered to do that. But then there's also, in addition to that, some medical devices. So it's got a very easy to use blood pressure cuff, glucose monitor, weight scale, thermometer, pulse ox, that they can gather that information. It's very, very easy for the senior to use, but then that information is Bluetoothed up to the cloud. Wow. And so the doctor or the adult daughter, whoever you want to have access to that information, can track it and hopefully catch things before they actually happen. So if you've got a diabetic, they can be looking at their numbers on a regular basis to say, oh, something's going on, we need to make a change. So that way they don't end up in the ER. Maybe it's just a quick doctor's visit.
Wow, and so many advantages, and I really want to kind of, first of all, just maybe you're watching this and say, wow, I'm interested in electronic caregiver. Wow, I'm interested in learning more about maybe getting some help in my home. How do people reach you to get more information about Seniors Helping Seniors?
So you can contact us at 321-722-2999, and we're all on the web, we're on Facebook, Instagram, all the different social medias.
Yeah, they always post some great stuff out on the Facebook page, so you always get some good tips and some good advice in general. But I want to kind of shift gears and let's talk about job opportunities. I love something that you said once in a radio program we had done, where you said, listen, we look for the heart of a volunteer who doesn't mind getting paid. And I thought, what a beautiful way to state it.
We really do. And they are, when we hire folks, they do become part of our Seniors Helping Seniors family. And we hire them as employees, so you really do get paid. And it's not a 1099. We take taxes out and we cover the insurance. But we match them with our clients. So just as much as we're matching our clients with our caregivers, we're matching our caregivers with our clients. Because we find that if the caregiver is very happy doing what they're doing, they're giving great service, the client's happy, and the whole thing works. So, we really go above and beyond to take care of both groups. My policy has always been that I don't want to hire somebody that I wouldn't put in my mom's house. But in the same token, I'm not going to put one of my employees in a house that I wouldn't put mom in. Yeah. So we're very protective of both groups, the seniors and the seniors helping.
Well, and there's another aspect to it also, right, is that I think many people may be watching this and say, well, I don't have medical experience, I don't know enough to do, and you've explained that that's not who you're looking for necessarily.
Right. If we've hired retired LPNs, RNs before, but I joke that they're usually the ones I have to watch a little bit more closely because we don't do the hands-on and they're so used to doing it. Really, our ideal person is typically someone who is retired and they spent a few years goofing around and they want to do something they feel really good about, but they have also taken care of a friend, a spouse, a family member. So they've been there, they've done that, they've traveled that road, and they understand what families are going through, what the senior is going through, and they really understand it. And that way there's so much compassion and kindness there, having already traveled that road. And being a little bit closer in age, they understand a few of the aches and the pains and the different things. So it really, really works well.
One of the thoughts I used to smile at a lot was I thought, well, one of the advantages of you hiring Seniors Helping Seniors, and I guess seniors is defined in your mind for hiring people. Is there an age that?
Generally speaking, we go with AARP. Not that I think 50 is a senior, but we figure they're big enough to kind of make that definition. We go with 50 and over.
Because I was thinking, like, you're such a definition, kids today seem to be born with a smartphone in their hands. I mean, they come out and they're already knowing how to text or go to TikTok or something like that. In fact, a lot of times when you look at younger individuals, you might be going, do they see life beyond the mobile device? And yet, one of the things that I think is interesting, and that doesn't mean that they can't be great caregivers and they don't want to help and all of that. I'm not saying that. But the reality is when you have a senior, a person who's a little closer in age, somebody says, well, my back is hurting this morning or something like that. It's a little bit more of an understanding of what's going on.
Oh, exactly. And we really do try to match their interests and hobbies where they're from. So it's even more than just the age, but it's definitely, with age, it does come wisdom. So that that peer-to-peer interaction. They listened to the same music growing up. They kind of know the same bands. You know, when you're talking to someone who is much younger, they have no idea who Glenn Miller is, or the other references.
Right.
So they can really communicate very well.
And not only that, there is as you've described it, you said it's a very fulfilling experience for the people that are actually doing the work, because you work hard to match them up with somebody where they're making a difference. So it seems like it would be a job that you would really find engaging and empowering and probably a bit uplifting.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've had one lady call me and say, I almost feel guilty about getting paid because I feel like I'm getting as much, if not more, out of this than my client is. And that warms my heart, because it's exactly, we're a great job for a widower. Someone who has cared for their spouse and they've seen them through that journey, and they're done with that journey, and they're kind of, well, what do I do with myself now? I've got so many skills now. How do I do this? What do I do? And they can come work for us part-time. So they, maybe 2 or 3 days a week, where they're using all of those skills that they learned and giving to someone else. And it's a great heartwarming feeling to be able to help, to continue that journey, not full-time, but with helping someone a little bit.
That was another question I wanted to ask you about. Now, is this if somebody says, well, I kind of enjoy being retired, but I would like to use some of my time, is this like a rigid schedule, like I got to do 40 hours a week, or I got to be there 8 to 5, or how do you work all that out for?
So we tend to be very flexible. We go by caregiver want and client need. So we'll match them. And so some of our ladies work almost 40 hours a week. Some of our ladies work 8 hours a week. It just depends on how busy they want to be and what the clients need.
So this is a great way to not only generate maybe a little extra income, maybe do some of those things that otherwise you may not be able to afford to do on typically, if we're retired, we may have sort of a more fixed income, and then we're trying to work our way through that. But this might be a way to supplement that a little bit, and have a little bit more income, but at the same time have a job that is fulfilling and really making a difference in the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they're a great group of people. We do provider meetings where we get everybody together. In fact, we're going to be having one very soon. Our friends at Hibiscus Court have graciously offered to host us, but we're also combining efforts with Brevard Alzheimer's Foundation and the Merritt Island Medical Research folks, because back in January, I email everybody, how are we doing? Our caregivers, what can we do better? What would you like to know more about? And they always will want to know more about dementia. So I asked them this year, I kind of challenged them, how many of you would do a screening? Because that's one of the things, as you talk about getting your ducks in a row, having a baseline, getting a memory screening is really important. Early intervention is really important. So that's one of our bandwagons, is we always want to do that. Well, how many of you would be willing to do a memory screening? I had a feeling they were going to say, yeah, it's a great idea, but no, I don't want to do that. Over 57% said, yes, I'll do it.
Wow.
So I'm so proud of them. So we're all getting together for lunch, and a speaker about early intervention, Merritt Island's going to provide us that. And then we're going to be doing memory screenings throughout that afternoon for our caregivers, which I'm so tickled. I'm so proud of them, because they really are such a great group advocating for seniors generally and for their clients, because now they can go back to their client and say, hey, I've done it. It didn't hurt at all. It was fine. I have no worries now, or they've identified this thing, and I'm going to start taking some different vitamins, or whatever the case may be. But I'm just so proud of our folks as a group, that they're socially minded and really great advocates for our seniors.
Well, it sounds like you have a terrific family of people that you have the privilege of working together with. And again, there seems to be so many positives, right? Number one, this is going to be a very fulfilling job. Number two, you're not carrying the full load on your own shoulders. Because I guess that's the thing. When you're a caregiver yourself and you have that background, that's 24/7. That's
Right.
pretty relentless. Here, you're just part of the equation, and you're making that difference that's really possibly giving other people some chance to relax and have a moment away. On top of that, you're going to wind up with an income. You're going to be able to work with flexible hours. You're going to work with great people. What am I missing here? They should give you a call, right?
Absolutely. Give us a call. You don't have to have any medical background. You really don't. You don't have to have a CNA or an HHA because we're not doing any of the hands-on. There's no lifting. It really is more of the fun things that we are able to do with our clients.
Yeah, I remember we've done some programs in the past where we've talked about some of the amazing things that you're able to offer clients. Everything from meal planning to meal preparation to helping people shop to transportation to even some care around the home and different things like that. It's really fascinating. So again, before we close things out, once again, let's share the number. If you're looking for a great opportunity to join the Seniors Helping Seniors family, because you guys are hiring now, right?
Absolutely. We definitely need people beachside, Titusville, Vieira, Rockledge, Pompey, Melbourne. Absolutely.
You guys are growing by leaps and bounds.
Yes. So please contact us at 321-722-2999.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer Helin with Seniors Helping Seniors of Brevard. And we often joke, people, you sit on the board of Helping Seniors. We're the nonprofit organization that serves Brevard County for now in our 12th year with the Senior Information Helpline. And you're kind enough to volunteer your time on our volunteer board. And at the same time, though, you are the owner and operator of Seniors Helping Seniors of Brevard. And I just want to thank you for your service to the community. It makes a big difference in all the things that you do here.
We love it. Thank you.
All right. And thank you for joining us today for Helping Seniors Television on behalf of our president and founder, Joe Steckler, and our entire Helping Seniors team. We'll see you next time on Helping Seniors TV.
I'm Joe Steckler. Thank you for joining our program today. I'd like to remind you that our senior information line is available to you at 321-473-7770. There you can get help and direction that could be helpful for your specific situation or circumstances. The work of helping seniors is very important, but we can't do it alone. That is why our sponsors here in Brevard County are so important. I'd like to thank our many area sponsors, businesses and medical providers who support the mission of helping seniors that help us carry the cost of our media efforts. If you'd like to join us either as a business partner or simply donate as an individual, we would welcome your call at 321-473-7770. You are always welcome to visit our website at www.helpingseniorsofbrevard.org. Thanks so much for your help. It does make a difference.